Boom! Greetings, wonderful people. I'm back for PT is reading Sounds and Music. Sound. When people listen to music, they don't realize that their attention. I hope the traffic will not be so heavy. But I'm in front of the garden. I got the Trinity going there. Trinity cucumber plant. So so when people listen to music, hold on. So, what I was saying? So when people listen to music, they don't realize that their attention usually concentrates on either the vocals, the beat, or the tune. But all these three just act as distractions from the real element, sound. That's why many get away with poxy, plasticky, annoying digi sounds. Through the use of repetitive hypnotic loops called tunes, or verbal diarrhea called lyrics. It's like selling a worthless product through clever packaging. The sounds which most of so-called musicians are useless for the soul. A sound exploration. Shravan Shatabisha, and he puts a YouTube link there. LotusOcean Radio. There is a lot of radios blaring sound out there to drag each and everyone towards hell and hellish states. So here are some sounds from LotusOcean for doing just the opposite. And he has his radio.lotus/ocean.net. That's his radio station, PT radio station. Here. I think he can see it. The real stairway to heaven sounds to clean your mind consciousness. OFC only if you approach them with respect and receptivity. If you do, we can promise your ears will never be the same again. Rainmaking. In ancient times, music was not a disconnected, separative entity to broadcast one's immature depression. It was connected with the pulse and vibration of the multiverse and the elements. Real music, when played properly, could thus invoke rain. Could thus invoke rain or make it disappear, depending upon the intention. Rock and roll. Real rock and roll is about having individuation and independence. It's about taking responsibility for one's own self. Taking responsibility for one's own self. That's me. I'm here. One's own self. Self being the body, mind, spirit, and soul trinity. It takes lots of discipline, learning attitude, and knowledge to get there. The prevalent, publicized, globalized version, which has idols who are basically suicidal and do not take any responsibility for the self, is not a rock and roll. that rock is never gonna roll. Real rock and roll is only by higher divine, which can actually take one higher. You got the Trinity cucumber there. I'm growing the Trinity cucumber. Maybe because I reached that thing of body, mind, spirit, soul, Trinity. Self, that because I'm taking responsibility for myself. Maybe that's a sign that the work is being accomplished. So yeah. What's the time on this? 5 something. Electric guitar and electric bodies. Even though muggles should lay off all instruments, electric guitar is something they should completely avoid. The chances of making bad sounds with it are enormous. As in the realm of electricity, the sound choice is enormous. Wider aural spectrum to mess with, greater aural damage. Electric guitar amplifiers' effects only amplify the incoherence within. Most produce mosquito buzzes and jerky occupy wailing. Usually they hide the electric guitar behind bass, drums, vocals. That's what producers, mixing engineers have done since the 1950s. There has been no person who has been able to handle this instrument solo. That includes all the so-called guitar heroes and the millions trying on YouTube. To maintain continuity and coherence on an electric guitar requires one's own electrics. Kundalini to be working properly. It is a magical device with complicated, almost quantum possibilities in terms of tones, overtones, harmonics, resonance, feedback, etc. Not an instrument for staggering back from the pub folks. If played properly, a single electric guitar can produce more complex sounds than a whole orchestra, while taking the whole thing into another dimension. It's not about moving your hands and finger madly, which all muggles think guitar playing is about. It's about sound and holding the wave. One's level of evolution shows through everything one does, but with more loud, powerful electrical tools, it is all hyper-magnified. And if one cannot handle electric guitar properly, how is one going to handle another body? Which is basically all electric, nerve, brain, and nature. Nerves, brain, and nature. I'll be back.